Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. We do the final summer 2013 seasonal forecast today. Going to have a look at all the seasonal models, see what they're predicting for the summer of 2013. I've got a couple of new models that I'm adding to the video today. I've got all the old models that I've always been using over the last few seasons as well. Now, before I go on video, I just want to mention a few things. First of all, I want to say that every single website that I'm using in this video, every chart from every website can be found on my links page, or the links to those websites can be found on my links page. I want to say thanks very much to all of those websites for supplying their charts for this video. And as I say, you can get to any of these websites from my links page. Just go to the links tab at the top of the page, click on that, go through to the links page. You'll see the link for each individual website. Go through from the links to those websites, and you'll be able to see all of these charts for yourself. I also want to mention the advertising. There's a video ad sitting just above this weather video here at gazweathervids.com. In fact, it sits above all my weather videos at gazweathervids.com. Please play it. You'll be supporting gazweathervids.com by doing it. It's fully interactive, so you can share it on Facebook and Twitter. You can click through to the advertiser's website as well, and by you doing that, you're helping to support gazweathervids.com, so you're really getting involved in the website. I always wanted gazweathervids to be fully interactive. I think it is fully interactive. You'll be supporting the website if you do that. The comment box, you can comment on this video in the comment box, and all I want to say really is enjoy the video. Hope that you find it interesting and informative. So we're going to start off with the Russian model today. This is the seasonal forecast probability map in terms of temperatures, first of all, from Mother Russia, from the Russian model. And we can see that the model is actually predicting a near normal summer for the British Isles in terms of temperature. The green colours here indicating temperatures should be around the seasonal average. I'll just highlight it for you so that you can see it. There we go. There's the British Isles there. I'm highlighting it around there. That's it. That is a very average summer being predicted in terms of probability from the Russian model. But notice all of this red up here to the north of the British Isles. Notice all of this red to the south of Greenland and around Iceland. That is probably a blocking area of high pressure sitting up there. And what happens is a little bit more evident on the precipitation forecast from the Russian model, because we see that the model is predicting a wetter than average summer here for many parts of the British Isles. There's the British Isles again there, and these orange colours here that are being indicated around Britain and Ireland, that's above average rainfall in terms of probability. So the Russian model is going for an area of high pressure, I think, sitting around Iceland and to the south of Greenland, and the jet stream being forced southwards. We've got the Azores high in the Atlantic, but pressure and the jet stream being forced southwards through this gap into the British Isles. And notice that much of France and Spain also wetter than average in terms of probability as well. So Russian model is going for a wetter than average summer and near normal temperatures, but the jet stream would be displaced southwards, I think, around a blocking area of high pressure sitting to the north of the country. So that's not a particularly inspiring update to get off with. The next model we're going to look at is the Jamstec IOD model, and Jamstec is going for an average British summer here across on this chart. This is for June, July and August, so it is for the summer months. Average being predicted very close to the seasonal normal. Notice that it's quite cold though, just to the east of us around northern France, down in towards northern Germany, should say, down towards northern France. Quite cold summer being predicted there, but for us, model is going for an average summer. So an average summer will probably be improvement on recent summers. That was temperature, precipitation again, average there, very pale colours. So again, the model is going for average precipitation. So average temperature, average rainfall is the prediction from the Jamstec IOD model for this summer. The next model we're going to look at is the Brazilian model, and these are 500 millibar heights from the Brazilian model. A little bit different to normal 500 millibar heights in that this large area of vibrant colours, pinks and reds, are below average heights, and the blue areas are above average heights. Normally that would be the other way around. Red would be above average heights, blue would be below average heights, but this model's a little bit different. It makes it more complicated for me to explain it, but what the model is essentially going for as an anomaly at 500 millibars is an area of low pressure over Scandinavia through the summer, a trough of below average heights sitting over Scandinavia, and above average heights out in the Atlantic. That's not a particularly good signal for us, because what it means is that whilst the actual pressure for us isn't desperately low, with the trough sitting around here, the ridge around here, what it means is that the jet stream is going to be coming down here through the British Isles and then going on in towards Central Europe. So the jet stream is coming that way from Greenland down through Iceland, through the British Isles, around this trough to the northeast and the ridge to the west. So that is quite a cool sort of unsettled signal. Perhaps not a washout summer from that, but it certainly wouldn't be particularly warm summer, and it would be relatively unsettled. So again, that's not a particularly inspiring update there from the Brazilian model. Next model we're going to look at is 500 millibar heights from the JMA model. I'm not sure if JMA is essentially the same model as the Jamstec, but what we need to look at here is this area. We're looking at 500 millibar heights first of all, and this is the area we're interested in. Just to the top right of the map as you're looking at it, that is the British Isles, and model is going for average 500 millibar heights through the summer. So again, that implies that we're seeing average pressure through the summer. And in terms of precipitation, rainfall through the summer, well, again, it's an average sort of signal there around the British Isles. That's where we're looking at there. Again, very much around the seasonal average. So this could be the same model as the JMA, really, which is going for an average summer. The Jamstec, I should say, which is going for an average summer. They're both from Japan. For temperatures, though, the temperatures are a little bit different. The model is forecasting cooler than average summer here for many parts of the British Isles. Not desperately cold, but it's certainly a little bit cooler than the average. So not sure if that's the same model or not. I'll have to look into that, but in any case, it's going for a slightly cooler than average summer with average rainfall and average pressure at 500 millibars. The next model we're going to talk about is the CFS version 2 model from NOAA in the United States. This is probably the best anomaly in terms of heights that we see in these models that we're going to look at today. We've got a nice area of above average heights here, sitting to the north and the northeast of the country, stretching into Scotland and through Ireland as well. A nice ridge there from the Atlantic to Scandinavia. You can see it over here as well. High pressure sitting around Scandinavia, stretching to the north of Scotland and out into the Atlantic. That's not too bad, but I think what's going on there, and it doesn't really show it, but I think underneath that we've probably got some sort of trough, and the jet stream is probably displaced through here as well. So for southern areas, that's probably that high pressure up there probably isn't that impactful, and actually for southern areas we're probably more being impacted by that low pressure going underneath. So if we have a look at the temperature anomaly for the summer, June, July and August, we see that despite the fact that we've got a positive height anomaly to the north and the northeast, the temperature anomaly is just coming out at normal. And actually for many southern parts of Europe, so for Spain into southern France, we've got below average anomalies. Now, if we was having a classic sort of hot summer pattern, you would expect this area here to be warmer than average, to be honest, with the Azores high ridging in. Everything is displaced up here, and I think we've got some sort of a trough going on to the south, so that isn't as good as, probably 700 millibar heights isn't as good as it looked. And the precipitation anomaly is sort of backing this up as well. We've got a below average precipitation generally for the British Isles and Scandinavia. So again, we've got that ridge there, but with above average precipitation through Spain and into southern France, I think we have got the jet stream coming through here. And we've probably got some sort of trough going on quite often underneath this high. So we've got the high up there, and then we've got some sort of low pressure around here. So for northern areas it's probably not too bad, but for southern areas it would be more unsettled, and it's an unusual sort of pattern that in any case. I'm not convinced about the CFS model anyway. You'll know if you watch these videos regularly that I don't particularly rate the CFS model all that highly, so that's a strange sort of update from CFS, but it's probably about the best that we get. The next one we're going to look at is our very own. It's the UK Met Office. What we're looking at first of all is sea level pressure, mean sea level pressure, and we see that monitoring again for this area of above average height sitting to the northeast of the country, and so we've got some sort of high pressure again going on up there, and generally elsewhere we've got around normal pressure going on around the and to the west of the British Isles. But if we have a look at the temperatures, again, they are quite interesting. Have a look at the temperatures first of all, then we'll have a look at position. And that we're cooler than average here for the British Isles. As we have been very often on the UK Met Office model, we're still cooler than average there around the British Isles, despite the fact we've got an area of high pressure sitting over Scandinavia. For us, we have a cooler than average summer. And notice how cold it is across Spain and France as well. A really cold summer coming up there, if that's the precipitation, near normal precipitation. But again, it's this idea that we've got above average precipitation to the south of the country. So again, for Spain and France, we have above average precipitation. Again, this I think is implying that the jet stream is running somewhere here with an area of high pressure going on up here, and that's implying that we're getting some sort of trough developing around or to the south of the British Isles. So again, that's probably not as good an update as it looked. That will be quite an unsettled sort of summer, and generally I think on the cool side as well. And if we look at the next 3 monthly period, this is quite interesting because we notice that for precipitation in the next monthly period it actually gets wetter. So June, July and August is not far from the average in terms of precipitation, but July, August, September does become a good deal wetter around the British Isles. So that implies there's a deterioration in the summer pattern going on as we go into the latter stages of the summer. And this is something that crops up with fairly frequent regularity, actually, as we go through the rest of the models that you're going to see. So if we just have a very quick look at sea level pressure again as an anomaly for this second half of summer, we see that we get a weakness in the sea level pressure around the British Isles in this latter stage of the summer. The pressure does drop there around British Isles. Well, it rises a little bit to the south actually, but for British Isles it's dropping the pressure there, and again that is implying that we're getting some sort of deterioration going on through the latter stages of the summer. The 500 millibar height anomaly is from the Beijing Climate Centre. Is the next model we're going to look at, and this is very simple. Blue, it's a normal 500 millibar height, unlike the Brazilian model. Blue is indicating below average heights, orange is indicating above average heights, and this is very simple. It's going for an area of below average heights around the British Isles, and quite an unsettled summer that would be too. So in terms of the temperature for the summer, this is the temperature anomaly for June, July and August. We see temperatures are around average, a little bit below to the west, a little bit above to the northeast, but really we're around average with the temperatures for the summer. And for precipitation we're around or just above average actually. Quite a wet summer being signalled there, and not surprising really with this area of below average heights being signalled as an anomaly for the summer. Going on to the next period though, which takes us from July to September, again this is a very similar idea to the UK Met Office in that we see a marked drop in the 500 millibar height, so we're into a big trough setting up there around the British Isles, a big trough. Just highlight it there for the last stages of the summer, July to September. The trough actually deepens compared to June and July. So again, this is implying that we get a deterioration of the pattern as we go into the latter stages of the summer. The final model I want to look at is another new model that I'm using for this video. This is from South Korea. I've had to turn this upside down, so it's been a little bit hard for me to work it all out, but I have got it there. And this is the sea level pressure, average sea level pressure for the summer for June, July and August first of all. And there's not a lot to look at to be honest. It's near normal in terms of the sea level pressure for the British Isles. But again, notice around Iceland we've got this area of above average pressure as an anomaly. So that's some sort of high pressure probably sitting up there, which would imply we've got some sort of trough sitting underneath. So again, as an anomaly, that pressure anomaly isn't particularly inspiring. You would hope in a good summer to be seeing above average pressure ridging up to the south, really, and below average pressure as an anomaly to the north. If we break this down into monthly periods, it gets quite interesting. We'll have a look at June. First of all, this is the pressure anomaly for June. We see that we've got this area of above average pressure as an anomaly to the north and northwest of the country, and below average to the east and the southeast. So this is a very similar anomaly to what we have seen in May, actually, with pressure to the high to the north and to the northwest, and low to the south and the southeast. And this would imply that we're bringing the winds from a northeasterly direction down across the country, and that would be quite unsettled for the south, drier for the north, but certainly not particularly warm if that pressure was right. For July, things get a little bit better. We start to see a weak ridge developing around Scandinavia there, ridging just to the east of the country. And got a bit of a ridge there also in the Atlantic, and things have dropped to the north. So we've got low pressure up here, and we've got these areas of high pressure just here and just here. That's a little bit better, but for us the risk would be that we bring this low pressure down between these two areas of the high pressure. But as an anomaly, that isn't too bad. It's a little bit better than what we see in June. But then look at this for August. Very interesting for August, because yes, it's the same idea as the UK Met Office and the Beijing Climate Centre. Things deteriorating through August. We get this area of above average pressure up here. Blocking starts to redevelop around Greenland, high pressure up there. We start to bring the jet stream in. The jet stream is moving through there, and with this area of below average heights in the Atlantic, we've got low pressure coming in across the country. So again, this is implying that we get a marked deterioration of the pattern as we go through the latter stages of the summer into August. So that's all the seasonal models. Very interesting that they are. And I've got to put it all together now and attempt to come up with a forecast. Well, the first thing that's very evident from all of this is that there's no great signal for a particularly good summer. So that's the bad news. There is no signal there from any model, particularly the CFS is probably the best, but there's no signal from any model that we're going to see a classic hot and dry summer. So for the seasonal models, I think we can write off the chance of a hot summer. Famous last words, I know, but there's no signal coming from any model for that. But the good news is that we're probably not seeing a signal for a washout summer. I think we will see an improvement in this summer compared to certainly last summer, which was absolutely dreadful. I don't think we're going to see a summer as bad as that. So what I'm going to say is that overall we're going to have a slightly cooler than average summer, and in terms of precipitation, very interesting precipitation. We could well come out near normal, but I think what we're going to probably find is that the first bit of the summer is drier to the second, because the signal there is that things deteriorate as we go through the latter stages of the summer. So my expectation would be that as an anomaly through the 3 summer months, the temperatures will come out a little bit cooler than the average, and if that's right, that locks us into a very, very cold year, because we've already had a cold winter, we've had a very cold spring. Another cold than average season would lock 2013 in as a really, really cold year. So that's going to be significant if the summer does come out cooler than average. And in terms of precipitation, yes, I think probably a drier start to the summer, maybe wetter in the south actually in June, but for July I think we could see quite a bit of dry weather. But then as we get on into August, we may well find the deterioration taking place, and and precipitation coming up above the average for August. So overall, it's not a particularly inspiring summer. There will be some decent weather at times. It's not going to be a total write-off, I don't think. It's not going to be like 2012 and 2007. Not a write-off by any means, but generally another pretty uninspiring summer is the GaussWeatherThieves.com prediction. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it interesting. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing the forecast, the historical video I should say, for the summer of 2007. That's going to be quite interesting. That dreadful summer of 2007 will be tomorrow's historic video. Next week I'm doing the NAO forecast, North Atlantic Oscillation forecast, for the winter of 2013-14 based on the Atlantic sea surface temperature, so that's going to be very interesting. Come back for that next Sunday. And then next month we're moving on into autumn. We're going to start doing the seasonal roundups for the autumn of 2013. Can you believe that we're already starting to talk about autumn and winter? But it just goes to show the weather doesn't wait around for any of us. So we're moving on through the year now. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you found the video interesting. That's it for now. Bye for now.